Hello.
Hey, how are you guys?
I'm Detective Small with Kissimmee Police Department. Detective Savelli, Orange County. How's it
If
going?
you want to come in, there's two
Yeah,
dogs
absolutely.
barking.
Oh, well, whatever's easiest for you. What do you
Up to
prefer?
It's going to be a lot of barking. She won't never stop.
We can hang out here then.
Okay.
What is your name?
Madeline Alejandro.
Can you spell it for me?
M-A-R-I-L-Y.
M-A-R-I?
E-L-Y. You?
M-A-R.
I-E-L-Y. Alejandro.
Okay. Obviously you know why we're here?
Yes.
Okay. Before we start, I'm just going to swear you in. Do you mind raising your right hand for me? Do you swear and affirm that the statement you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth to the best of your knowledge, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, from my understanding, you contacted the sheriff's office today.
It's mine.
Okay. Kind of explain to us what your thought process was and why you contacted them.
So, when Maddie disappeared, that morning I went on Facebook like always, and one of my friends that have no relation to Disney posted it, and I looked at it, and then I realized that the picture of the person, which was the mom, I knew her, so I opened it, and that's when I called my friend. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is. At this point, I did not know this guy was still in their life, because
Okay.
when he and I were involved, he told me he broke up with her. So I'm thinking, I watched the news and everything, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that girl got into some other relationship, and that boyfriend, that's why I didn't call you guys that day.
Okay.
Then this morning, I was in the parking lot at work, waiting, and that's when someone told me, hey, they're arrested. So that's when I figured that was her boyfriend still. And that's when I felt really bad, because I met him in 2022. By the end of 2022, we worked together at Disney, and there was like a little group of people that would meet up. We met up a few times to play board games, consequently with that, he and I started seeing each other, more like hanging out here, playing board games, and then it progressed. But it progressed once he told me that he was no longer in a relationship. He told me that she opened the relationship so she can date someone else, Jen.
Okay.
And then it went downhill from there. And then they ended up breaking up. Then he and I started, seeing each other. Come in, let's see if the dog doesn't bark.
Okay.
Sit down.
Cool.
She's going to dog here. So that's when I realized that. I'm sorry, I'm going to pull this. You're going to. That's when I realized that, we started dating. I forgot where I was at. We started seeing each other. We were not officially dating, because I don't date people from work. Never. That was my first time. So I told him not to tell anybody, because it wasn't anything concrete. We started hanging out here. I never met Jen. I never met Maddie in person. But Jen knew that we were friends. We started being intimate. We were just a few times, and then he would randomly make these weird comments out of the blue. Like, he would say, he vented about the ex-girlfriend.
Jennifer?
Yeah, he vented about her all the time. I never paid much attention, but he made this comment once that, because I asked him if he wanted to spend the night, and he said no, because if I don't get to the house, they won't go to sleep. And I was like, what do you mean? They don't sleep if I'm not there. So I'm like, we talk about it a little, and I'm like, but you're not with her anymore. And he goes, no, Maddie won't sleep, because she sleeps with me, and the mom in the bedroom. And I was like, but how old is she? Because I thought she was 12, and that's when he said, yeah, but he said something about her being autistic, but not being like.
She's high functioning?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm like, but she's still 11, you're not the dad, and you shouldn't. I try, because I have a bachelor's, I'm a teacher. I don't teach, but and I try to, hey, not appropriate, and then he goes, no, she doesn't sleep if she's not cuddling with me. And I was like, well, that's not. And then I asked him, hey, when she moves to the bed, then you can move to her bed and just sleep in her room. Like, we went over this. It's not something that I just disregarded, whatever. He had a way to play with words that I thought he was just dumb. I didn't think he was like a bad guy, like doing something to her, you know. Another occasion, he said that he was upset because sometimes he'd go and take a shower, and then Jen would be in the bedroom. And then when he comes out of the shower, Maddie is sitting in bed with Jen, and then he'll be coming out naked, and Maddie will see him naked. And I'm like, but why? You know, it was the same thing. Why are you coming out of the shower naked? Why don't you just, you know, she's coming in the room, you know, she sleeps with you guys, then get dressed in the shower. Oh no, it's too hot. But he will always, you know, and that was a lot. On another occasion that I forgot to tell the guys on the phone, he said that he sleeps in boxers. And then it was odd because he would wake up, and this is his words, I don't talk like this, but he'll wake up with a boner, and then he'll have to turn around because Maddie was like cuddling with him, and that's when I was like, okay, this is not right. I did try to, because I say, if you're not with her in a relationship, you guys are not living, you know, you're not boyfriend, girlfriend, why are you living with them? There's many people at Disney that are looking for roommates. You can rent a room. And then he said, no, I cannot afford it, and I don't want people living here with me. I live alone and I love it. So I wasn't going to invite him in, but at that point I was like, there's no way to like work this around. I don't want to be involved with somebody that is doing these things, you know, and I just broke it off with him. He was very controlling, and he would like try to manipulate. And for instance, at work, he wanted us to stay friends. I'm not a person that want to stay friends, so I told him that while we're at work, if we need to talk, we will talk, but other than that, I don't want to keep friends. And he tried to force me into keeping my friendship. He started harassing me at work. And that's when I threatened him, like, if you don't stop, I'm going to go out at HR or I'm going to call the cops. And, but it's just the fact that I feel like if I had said something, but sometimes you wouldn't think, I just thought he was dumb, you know.
When were you guys in a relationship?
I don't remember when it started because it transitioned from being friends at work to, but we were done by end of April. By May 3rd I found, because I have to take screenshots of messages, back then is when I
Obviously April of last year?
Yeah.
2023?
23rd.
Okay.
That's when I told him that he was no longer to talk to me, you know.
Okay, and when you guys were in, whether friends or in a relationship, during the same time frame as when he's disclosing all these things?
When we were intimate, that's when he started, you know, disclosing these things as he was venting about his situation in the house. When I was aware that that he moved out, then I was, you know, a little more okay. He's out of that, but I don't know. Nobody knows.
Did he ever actually disclose of? No.
The only thing is that they cuddle in bed, like because when he told me that she sleep with them in bed, my naive thinking was that it was Maddie, Mom, and him. And I did talk to him. Okay, she sleeps, you know, and he's like, no, she needs to be like right, like next to me because she likes my body warm. Which I'm sorry, but to me that was disgusting, you know.
Okay. Let me ask you this: why did you wait to say anything?
From last year to now, again, because I thought he was just being a dumb person that didn't know to distinguish, you know. Because even my dad never came out of the shower naked, but I just thought it was dumb. I did get grossed out by all these comments to the point that I couldn't even see him at work. I was very happy when he quit.
Did you ever confront him about these?
I did.
Yes.
However,
What was his reaction to those?
While he was disclosing these things, I would be like, I think that's not right. You shouldn't be doing that. I compared to my dad. He would twist it into, this is like an innocent thing. I didn't mean her. Then he would change it into like, I quickly cover, and that's when I was like, okay, I just don't want to be involved with somebody so dumb. Like I feel bad because I couldn't say something, but sometimes I just thought if I say something and nothing is happening, plus I don't know their address, like I'm gonna look like I'm just looking for trouble, and looking back, today I got to work and I just couldn't work, so I feel awful because if I had said something, she would have been fine now maybe. But my reasoning was like, why is mom allowing, this to happen? Because I don't have kids, but I have nieces and nephews, and I would never allow anything like this to happen,
You had mentioned that he was possibly like a roommate. So did they start off? How much do you know of their relationship, Jennifer and?
So when he started working at Disney, he would tell everybody that he had this girlfriend. They lived together. She had a kid. It was like his kid. He did tell me a few times that he was very frustrated because when Maddie would do something wrong, he would try to like scold her about it, and the mom would be like snapping at him. You're not her dad. Do not talk to her like that. But at some point they break up. And he's leaving there because he couldn't afford to move out.
Okay.
But at the same time, because I did talk to him in the house. Apparently, the house is owned by Jen's dad. And then there was a bedroom that they were looking for somebody to rent. So I told him, why don't you rent that bedroom and then live there for now because it's going to be cheaper. And he said that Jen's bed is comfortable, and he wouldn't sleep anywhere. I even told him, like, when Maddie moves to her bed, then why don't you get up and move to Maddie's bed since she's there, then you don't have to be involved in, because I told him, like, you never know if she gets mad at you. In my naive thinking that he's a good guy, I don't know because we don't know, but in my naive thinking, if Jen gets mad at you for not wanting to be with her, she can go to the cops and say that you're doing things to her daughter. Like, that's what I told him. And he goes, well, she's not going to do that. And then I said, why don't you just move to Maddie's bed? Sleep in her bedroom and have them both sleep in the other bed. That way you are separated from all that. And he goes, no, Maddie's bed is very uncomfortable. So I'm like, okay, you have a kid sleeping in an uncomfortable bed. That's all my reasoning was, I just wanted to get away from this guy at that point, and I was thinking that Jen would have Maddie's best interest and not letting anything happen to this kid. I'm sorry, I just don't know what else to tell you.
Okay. Does he still work at Disney?
No, he quit.
No?
I don't know exactly when, because I didn't want to be involved. So, but he did quit. He did tell some people that, and this is as it was happening, that he had a job lined up in another state, but then about not even before Maddie disappeared, somebody, because people at Disney gossip, somebody was saying, oh no, he's living in South Florida with his mom. And then that's when I was like, oh, okay, so I hope he knows that, he can come up here and help look for Maddie. This morning is when I was aware that he was the boyfriend. I just thought Jen had another boyfriend.
What did he do at Disney?
He worked attractions. He was an attraction operator.
Do you know if he was in relationships with anybody else from Disney?
They were rumors. Now everybody knows that I was involved with him, which nobody knew until. But there were rumors that so he was working with us in Figment, which is like the dinosaur, like the dynamite. But then he moved to Soaring, and there were rumors that he had sex with somebody from Soaring. That's about it. There was this one cast member that was very good friends with him for a while. So I don't know if you guys know. Maybe he said some other things to her.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about how your relationship was with him when you guys were officially dating. Was there anything that stood out?
Intimate because we were never boyfriend girlfriend, but when we were intimate.
When you say intimate, are you guys? We're all adults here.
We hung out.
You having sex or?
We did have sex a few times. This is odd. Okay, you're two guys here. Okay, so he was not all there. Like.
What do you mean by that?
He wouldn't get an erection.
Okay.
Like it would be more like a soft erection.
Okay.
And so it was not like we were like bunnies, but it was more like we hung out a lot, we talked a lot. It was more like giving each other company. That's about it. We play board games, so he'll come often, and we would just play a board game. We would drink, have a few shots of moonshine. Yeah.
Did in any of these, whether he's drinking or normal, did any of his behaviors change? Did he ever become different, violent, depressed, or anything that stood out?
He was never violent. He was a very depressed person. All the time he was depressed. There was always something troubling him. Like at work, he wanted to be a trainer. Like if people didn't get along with him, it was like frustrating. Like he was always frustrated. You will, hey, how's your day going? Oh, I'm just frustrated, And when we had an argument, he didn't become violent. Like it's because of I don't know my way to be. I tend to intimidate people, even though I'm like the sweetest person. But like I give this demeanor that don't mess with me, and maybe that was it. But like
you said, he was never violent,
not
right?
with me.
Okay.
But he would argue and like it was like his way or no way. Like you would never win an argument. He was the know-it-all. I know it all, and and he was always right. So more like, okay, you're right. Okay, goodbye. So he would just twist things. When there was like I don't agree with you, he would just keep twisting it until he was right. That's about it. But depression, yeah, he told me he wasn't like he takes Adderall, that medication. So he said that if he didn't take Adderall, he wouldn't function. I was trying, in the time that we talked, I was trying for him to get off the Adderall, but he wouldn't.
When you guys were intimate, did he do anything specific? Did he video?
No,
was
I don't
he?
know that to happen, but one time, he had me lay. This is very weird. I'm sorry, but he had me lay face down.
Okay.
Like dead. Like it was like face down completely, and he.
Like completely flat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he went, and that's the only one time that he was really erect. If I'm telling you, that was it, and it was very weird to me. Like, just, at some point I was just so grossed out that I'm open to try things, but there are things that you're like, okay, are you trying to have sex with a corpse here, or that was my. And I think that was the last time that we were, because it was too much for me to, it was really hard to see that person at work all the time. Yeah, and when I spoke with the coordinators, which is like an assistant manager, the few times that he would stare at me from afar and just stare, and his goal was to make me uncomfortable. I'm a call coordinator, and I'll be like, hey, get me out of here, please, and they'll quickly get me out. So the amount of times that happened, it was maybe like 3 times, and luckily, like he decided. There was one time that once I found out he was going to work in my attraction, I just called out. That was the point where he made me uncomfortable. But violent, he was not violent.
Okay.
Do you know his first and last name?
His name is Stephan Stearns.
Okay. You know his birthday?
I'm really bad with numbers.
That's okay.
No, but I know he's 2 years younger than me.
But you know his first and last name?
Yeah.
And it's a gentleman that was arrested?
Yeah. Okay. And I know that his parents live either Sarasota or south of Sarasota.
Did you meet him at Disney, or did you meet him prior to?
No, at Disney.
Okay.
Yeah, he was training when I was already working in attraction.
And how long after you met him did you guys start this?
That's the thing, so I was thinking about it today. I started working that attraction I trained in August, then I started working in October because I went on a month-long vacation. So that's when he was training. There was a lot of new people then, so we all kind of clicked together. And then I would say, by Christmas, we exchanged gifts,
Okay. So by Christmas and then by April, it's done.
By end of May. End of April.
So it was quick, for maybe 4 months then.
Yeah, because we didn't go intimate quickly.
Okay.
No, it was.
When you guys were at Disney, did he ever drive around like in the woods or anything like that? Was he an outdoors guy?
He is an outdoors guy.
Yes.
I am an outdoors person. I go hiking a lot. That's the reason why we started chit-chatting and hanging out more. We went hiking once to Moss Park. But I brought him. I was the one that brought him there.
Did he ever bring you to any places?
No, that's the only one time we went hiking. Because again, the relationship wasn't long.
Yeah.
So I took him to Moss Park.
When was that? When did you take him to Moss Park?
I think it was before December 2022 because it wasn't cold yet, and I remember that I had invited him hiking as a friend, we were just co-workers, and he couldn't go. But we did hike the Splito trail. It's right next to Moss Park.
Okay.
So we went into Moss Park, but we hiked the trail next to it.
Oh, okay.
Do you know, other than his family down south, does he have any close friends or relatives
No, he doesn't
in the
have
Central Florida area? No?
He doesn't have close friends. The only people that he was friends with was a few cast members at Disney. The one cast member in particular that he hang out with, other than me, by himself.
What's the name of that?
Caitlin Venterola.
Caitlin?
Yeah, they hung out a few times, like went to the parks.
You know how to spell her last name?
Yeah. I got my phone. I think I can find her on Facebook so I don't misspell her.
What was her vibe like?
Huh?
What was her vibe like? Did you get any?
She's a very laid back girl. She has, she's special. I don't know what she has going on, but she is very she's angry all the time. She's a cast member that is angry all the time. She's the only one cast member that I know who hung out with a lot.
Is this the one that he was rumored to have?
No. Not that I know of, because I never asked for who he was. I don't care, But if he talked to someone a lot, that would be...
Probably her.
Yeah. But when we were friends, he was open. He didn't have friends. He was always he told me that he was very frustrated because when he was younger, he could have any sex with anybody he wanted, and then since he got older, it was harder for him, he felt like he was ugly. That's about it.
Did he ever tell you about what he's attracted to? No? Okay.
Well, Hispanic women. That's what he said.
Okay.
You know.
No, I didn't know if he had said like older, younger, whatever. Okay. Do you think he's capable of doing anything?
I don't know him a lot. Anybody is capable of doing
Correct.
anything, but did I ever felt threatened by him? No, I did not. Does he play with words and like yeah, I once I figured that he was like a very I don't know. It's not a dominant. It's like a manipulated person. Yeah, it is. That's about it.
Well, we appreciate you talking to us
Yeah.
and calling the sheriff's office.
I'll leave the card if you can think of anything else.